Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Welcome to Backstage Pass. I'm Mark Connors, broadcasting to you live around the world on this fantastic Monday, November 12th, 2012. Yes. Tonight, it's really cool. A really cool night because we just got done with our show for ladies only, no men allowed, and it kicked ass, I think. I'd like to thank all of the ladies for participating in the show earlier tonight. Tonight we have Robby Lochner coming up from Great White. That is right. Don't you miss this stuff, because this is cool. We've been waiting a long time to be able to talk with Robby, and he's finally home from the road, and he is a phenomenal guitar player. I've known him for years and years and years, and I kind of grew up with him as a teenager, and so we're going to catch up with Robby here very shortly in just about, I don't know, maybe about 10 minutes or so. He's in the studio at this time. Would you like a little taste of Robby Lochner? That, my friends, is Robby Lochner. Yeah. You darn betcha. So anyway, as I was telling you, I grew up with Robby. Man, he's just wailing away there. Unbelievable. So anyway, I grew up with Robby as a teenager, and we used to do these really cool parties out in the middle of the desert in Tucson, Arizona. We would be playing for a couple thousand people and stuff like that, and we'd I'd open up shows for him because he'd never open up for me because he kicked my ass all the time. But Robby and I go back a long ways, and so this is going to be a really interesting conversation. And Robby knows me pretty well. He knows that I'm going to be balls to the wall on certain things, and I'm going to ask him stuff. The thing about this show is that I want to be able to ask questions that most people don't. So I'm gonna be cool because he's a married man. He's a good guy. I love him to death, man. I've known him for so dang on long. This guy used to walk around. I'm not kidding you. You'd never see him without a guitar. Period. He always had his guitar in his hands, no matter where he went. We'd do shows. He'd go play the guitar, flame all around all night long, and then get off the stage and play guitar. Sit around by the campfire and play the guitar. Incredible, man. You need to call your friends right now and tell them that Robby Lochner of Great White, that's right, Robby Lochner from the Rock Lochner Band many, many years ago in Tucson, Arizona, where we played for thousands of people, man. 40 kegs of beer, 10 bands. We'd get all the bands together from the high schools and stuff like that, and everybody would come out to the desert. We'd have a stage out there with Scott Hamilton and Milton Cox and all those guys, all my friends and buddies that I'm going to get on the show here because we're going to tell you about some fun times. And we'd get out there and play, blah, blah, blah. And then also in the show, I got to bring up this time where Robby and I did this guitar battle thing, which, I of course, I kicked his ass. And yeah, right. In my wildest dreams. Trust me. This guy is phenomenal. There isn't anything that he can't play. I'm convinced of that. But anyway, I did it just for promotional purposes. I knew damn well I'm going to use Robby Lochner's name. He's going to come out there. He's going to pack the place for me. I'm going to make an ass of myself and end up in a fist fight that night from diving off of the stage. Of course, I'm a ham. I had to take advantage of the guy flipping me off. I know Robby will remember this because I'm in the middle of the Star Spangled Banner after Robby's already kicked my ass. And kicked my ass isn't even the word. And look at this guy. For gosh sakes, look at him move. The guy was born with a guitar in his hands. No doubt about it. So, Rob, don't call in yet because I'm not done bragging about you yet. Lots of stories about this guy. He used to stand there. I am not kidding you. This man, look at this phenomenal guitar player, showmanship, an excellent performer. He sings, he writes, he plays guitar. He's talented as all mad. And I mean, come on. When you hear this, when you see this guy live, also, that's the other thing too. When we were teenagers, I used to watch him, and he would just stand there with long ass hair, a flannel shirt on, no t-shirt, blue jeans, and no shoes, barefoot, completely barefoot. A lot of us in Tucson, especially in those days, we hung out barefoot, man. That's just the way it was. So anyway, he used to just stand there, just straight, up and down, and flame on this guitar. You couldn't see anything but his fingers because his hair would be hanging down of his face, blah 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 blah, and he all of a sudden just there was this change, and this guy was born to be a rock star for sure. We got him on the show tonight coming up. Don't miss him. He is phenomenal. Call your friends and let them all know that you have an interview going on that you're going to watch right now with Robby Lochner, Great White, on Backstage Pass. And also, Facebook is open right now, where you can please message me on Facebook and ask a question to Robby. And if you want to bust his balls, if you're from the hometown, Tucson, where we all jammed with Robby when we were teenagers, and we all knew he was going to go like this, that he was going to be a big badass. He used to play like this when he was 15, anyway. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, I know that everybody from Tucson's kind of going, yeah, that's Robby for sure, man. He's always jammed like that. So anyway, we're going to have him on the show. He's going to be calling in about maybe 3 minutes or so. And so phone lines are open, 760-747-8243. Facebook is open up. I want a message from somebody. Come on, ask Robby Lochner a question. I want to thank TC Ridge for being on the show earlier today. The girls, what was it? I mean, they were awesome. I just want to thank the girls so much for coming on the show. For ladies only, no men allowed show earlier this evening. It was pretty cool. Robby, whenever you're ready to call me, bro, you go ahead and give me a call. We're ready to let everybody know what's been going on with Robby Lochner's life and career since Tucson, Arizona. And when you went to, I believe you went to, so I hope you don't mind me saying this, but you went to Saguaro High School in Tucson, Arizona, and you played at all of the parties. Everybody in Tucson knew who Robby Lochner was. If you were a partier, a rocker, guitar player, he's an excellent guitar instructor, and I believe that when he's not on the road with Great White, he teaches. And I've tried to have him on my Rockstar Instructor show a couple times, but the man's so dang busy. See, his phone probably rings nonstop. Let's see what we got if this is Robby here. You have reached Backstage Studios. Who do I have online?
Robby Lochner.
Robby Lochner. Yeah, that is cool, bro. How you doing, man?
Doing good.
That's good.
Yeah.
I was just telling all of my fans and your fans about how I kicked your ass that day on stage in the guitar battle.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Shit, in my dreams. Bro, man, I'll tell you what, this interview is going to be really kind of fun for me. I don't know. I don't give a shit what you think. No, I'm just kidding, bro. I'm going to have fun with it because, we grew up together in in Tucson, Arizona. You had a band called Lochner.
That's right.
And was there another band before that you had?
Well, kind of. It was, we went as Shield, Riff Raff.
That's
couple
right.
different things before it morphed into
Oak and Shield.
Rock Lochner. So
See-
we actually met before it turned into Rock Lochner. That was just something that kind of, the name, we were searching for a name, and then neighborhood kids were kind of like, they kept calling it Rock Lochner and Robby Lochner, and I was like, I don't want it to be named after me. He says Rock Lochner, and it just kind of stuck.
Uh-huh. And also, I was making fun of you. See, I can make fun of you because I'm your friend. And I love you. And, and we've been in touch with each other for years and years. How long do you think that you and I have known each other? Can you think,
It's been a
figure,
long time.
like maybe, we're going to give away age here.
Yeah, so maybe we should say 10 years.
Okay.
No, it's been a lot longer than that.
Oh, yeah. A whole lot longer than that. So,
I was about 10, so that put it at least 25 years, right?
yep. Yeah, I was trying to figure it out earlier, and I was thinking right around, actually, 1975 is about.
No, it wouldn't have been that early.
No, actually, that's when I first met you. You just didn't know who the hell I was because I was just a shitty guitar player, and you were up there like the rock god. But I used.
Not in those days. It was just.
But I used. Oh,
That
bro.
was fun.
Are you kidding me, man? You flamed in those days. You did a lot of the cover stuff, and you always played the guitar licks, as close as you can get them, and they were pretty damn close to, from what I gathered. And but we go back a long way, so I like to talk about some of the stuff at that time, and fill them in on the fun that we had about, playing out way out in the middle of the frigging desert with 10 kegs of beer and 40 kegs,
Yep.
40 kegs of beer and 10 bands.
Yeah.
Do you remember that stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh. Do you remember when you and I did the guitar battle and I was doing, that thing and I challenged you just so I could use your name to to film my concert?
I remember some challenges that I just always kind of laughed at it.
Yeah.
I always thought it was funny.
Of course.
And I knew what you were getting at. Like, I could, what you were going for, so I just thought it was funny. I was, that's cool.
Uh-huh.
It was good. It was all good.
Uh-huh. I just...
I do remember that you had a teen club.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did have a...
22nd Street. It was a teen club, and it was like I was playing with you for a little while back then, and kind of like doing the Rock Lochner thing, I guess, and playing with you. I don't remember exactly how it worked, but we were going to tour teen clubs because, we were a bunch of teens, so...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no kidding. But what I'm talking about is the time that I did the guitar solo, the Star Spangled Banner, and I challenged you out in the desert, and we had like friggin' 3,000 people out there in this big giant bonfire right out in the middle of the stage, where we would set up generators in the stage, and you just kicked my ass, and I had to go on after you, like, fuck, you got to be kidding me, And I knew damn well I was making an ass of myself, but I got a lot of publicity, and I'm into that shit. So,
Yep.
so I went out there, and I remember the guy flipping me off and walking to the other side of the stage, flip me off.
Oh,
you
yeah.
remember me diving off the stage and?
Oh, that was classic. That should have been on videotape. That guy followed you, and you would go to the other side of the stage, and he'd follow you over there, and he kept following you. And finally, you got pissed off, and I guess you threw your guitar and swan dive and beat the crap out of him. I remember that. It should have been on videotape, man. That would make a YouTube,
Boy.
billion hit kind of thing. It was just classic.
A big YouTube moment. Yes,
Yeah.
I did. I
Put
did.
stuff like that on YouTube. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it was. But anyway, those were the days, huh?
Yeah, you can't make that stuff up.
No kidding, huh? So, all right. So after we got done with all of our fun stuff in high school and all that stuff, you moved on to what? What'd you do then?
Well, that's when, the Rock Lochner thing was hitting pretty hard, and the band was real popular, and we played for, a number of years around regionally and making trips to Hollywood and trying to get something to happen until finally, it just reached the point where I was like, if the only way it's going to work for me is if I move away, because it just wasn't, we had done all we could do, and it really had peaked out.
Mm-hmm.
And so the band ended up, I ended up leaving the band, and they continued on for a little while and then fizzled out. And they were just like, yeah, move to LA, right, sure, you'll just get swallowed up. And I'm like, well, either that or die trying. So I'm gonna go, and you guys stay here,
Mm-hmm.
have fun.
Yeah,
No hard feelings, and let's just,
Uh-huh. Jennifer, I'm sorry, Jennifer Werner. We saw that your question. We've got Facebook open, and they are already sending in questions to you, Robby. So I just want to let the listeners know that we understand that you guys are all there. You're on hold there. Don't worry, we're going to get to you because we got Robby for about a half hour or so, or as long as he'll give us anyway. Okay, Robby, and then so you did the Lochner thing, and what was the next climb? What was the next step up the ladder?
Well, the next thing, actually, immediately the day I was out of that band, I was playing in called the Z-Rock Chilling Crew. It was based out of Phoenix. It was Z-Rock, which was a nationally syndicated radio station based out of Dallas. Even though they based the band out of Phoenix, there was a singer from Chicago, a drummer from Boston, the bass player from Phoenix, and me from Tucson. And we did that for about 6 to 8 months, and then that fizzled out. And then the next step was I just moved out to California.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And when I moved out here, my friend did a guy, Ray DiCarlo, who was actually from Tucson, but he was a DJ at KNAC. And he had heard of me from Tucson, and we had never met before, but we met when I moved out here through a mutual friend. And then I started palling around him, and he had told me about sending a package into EMAS, which is Rob Halford from Judas Priest. He
Right.
quit the band, but he had a band called Fight at this time, and he was taking packages for what I understood was to help people put people in bands.
Right. I know about that. All that.
They can't hurt the package, and 9 months later, I'd been living out here literally 9 months at the time, and I sent that package probably before I moved out. It was like, send the package, and it was talk before I moved out. And so I figured, yeah, he doesn't listen to that stuff, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
But 9 months later, his guitar player quit, and they called me, out of the blue.
Yep. I remember all that.
I'm living in California already. I get a call. I was teaching. I just got done teaching, and I get this message on my machine to call them, and they're based out of Phoenix. I'm like, out of Phoenix?
Right.
Who could that be?
Yeah.
So I call him up, and it's this guy, John Baxter, and he's telling me he's found a band for me. So I go, okay, that's cool. You did listen to the tapes. But evidently they don't really put people in bands. They just, Rob likes to listen to stuff. Keep an ear on what's going on, and maybe have somebody in case he needed them.
Right. I know John. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I know John. Yeah. He's a great connection. I mean, he's the one that made all this stuff basically happen for you, really. Is that correct?
You mean, well, Razor's the one who made got pushed in the right direction, and then John Baxter was his manager. He was the one who just called me, really. And it was Rob that did everything. I mean, he told him to call me, so he called me and said I had a band, and, you need to leave, get your passport. Do you have a passport? No. Okay, you need one, and you need to leave in like 5 days. I'm like, okay, that's cool, but, for who? Do I know the band? Do I really want to join the band? I didn't really know. And then he called me back like days later and hyping it up. No, you really got to do it. And I'm going, okay, whatever. And then he called back a third time, and he goes, okay, it's Rob Halford's band. I'm like, well, of course I'm going to do it. That makes sense.
Yeah, you played all that stuff in high school.
What's that?
So you played all his music basically in high school.
Oh, yeah, sure. I mean, except for the fight stuff, which I was vaguely familiar with. So there was, I think, 12 or 13 of those songs. I think there was 13 and 7 Priest songs. Now, the Priest songs, yeah, I mean, I played them all. It was easy. Sit down and, revisit them. And I was really, the fight stuff, I had to run it and retain it because I wasn't familiar with it. And it was all in really low tuning and stuff. And so it was like, okay, 5 days and leave the country and no rehearsal, and we'll just see you on stage in front of 6,000 people, And that's really what it was. I didn't meet anybody until I was meeting people in different airports across, wherever we were going. Somebody would trickle into one airport, and all of a sudden we'd meet, and then we all met in, I think it was Argentina. And then we started the show. So it was like, it was no rehearsal and just go. It was a great experience.
And you traveled all over the place and had a blast, right?
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, and then what? Go ahead.
That was pretty cool. And then that ended for me. So I was looking to. I really wanted the experience of playing with guys that I really got along with, because in that case, even though Rob was really cool and a great singer and super consistent and all that stuff, the rest of the band was like not friendly people. And like not friendly at all.
Really?
Not nice guys. So I didn't I had put in my mind that, okay, I want this sort of thing to happen, but with guys that I really like. So I started looking to start a band. I thought, hey, maybe I'll just start a band out here that can make it,
Uh-huh.
And then I ended up joining a band called Treason, which had been around the LA area for a while. The guys like Magic Marino, who was the singer, and Magic has worked with like the biggest people in the industry. I mean, he's worked with Michael Jackson, Phil Collins, Clapton, who else? Barbra Streisand.
Uh-huh.
Just so many people. I mean, that he knows. It was just incredible. And then the drummer, Glenn Noyes, he knew a lot of people because he'd been around forever and worked at West LA Music, and he was always in BAM, his picture with some rock star, every month another picture with him with another rock star. It was just like he knew everybody.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And now,
So they had a cool band. Oh, go ahead. You want
now you went on to also play in a group, I believe, now in the Los Angeles area with a female vocalist, right? See,
that's what I'm talking about. The Treason Band. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, the Treason Band, right? Okay.
Or you're thinking of something else that came up later?
No, there's a girl here that we're watching right now in the background on the show, singing lead vocals, and
oh yeah, that's a little bit later.
Oh, that's what
definitely later.
Okay, all right. So I'm just trying to keep it down. I don't want to keep you all night long, and blah blah blah. But let's move up a little bit. And what was the big one that just made you really that changed everything? The big break, the big break in the show business, which that changed everything in life.
Well, I mean, that would have to be with Halford, of course, because that was my first real gig.
Mm-hmm.
So for all of a sudden, people start taking me serious. It's like, wait a minute, hey, you played with him, you must be able to play. I mean, people that I had met previous to that were kind of like, they didn't even want to listen, they didn't care, it's LA thing. All of a sudden, you played with Halford, oh, you must be good. It's like, well, why didn't you listen before? Did this make me any better?
Right. Yeah. You know how it is.
Yeah.
It's who you know, and the right timing with everybody, and all that stuff here. We've got a question for you, Robby, real quick.
Sure.
This is from Jennifer Verner. Now, I believe that she actually was a DJ at some time of her own radio show, and she asks Robby, how did he end up playing in Jack Russell's Great White Band? Is he old friends with Jack?
No, I'm not. I mean, I met Jack. It hasn't even been 2 years since I've known him.
Uh-huh.
It was actually the drummer of the band and the bass player that's in there now. It was really the drummer. He was saying that Jack wanted to do a solo project, and he brought myself and Dario, who's the bass player, out to meet him. This was 2 years ago, January. I think it was January or February. So I had met the drummer at a NAMM show. We were playing with the one you said, the female singer, so Big Jelly. And I saw those guys there, and I knew Dario, and I was like, hey, why don't you guys get up and play? And we got up and played, just the three of us, and we did, an hour set just off the cuff. And I was like, hey, this is cool. We played well together. It was fun. And so when Jack had called Derek about doing the solo thing, he mentioned me. And so I went out and met Jack. He was living out in the desert. And Jack had been really sick. I mean, on his deathbed, he had almost died several times and was really in no shape to be back.
Mm-hmm. I'm listening. We're listening.
Oh, you're listening to some classical stuff?
We're playing some video of you in the background while you're...
So I went out there, met him, and then he was, at this point, wanted me to play rhythm guitar and keyboards, and I talked with him and hung out a few times and just thought, I'm selling myself short. Rhythm guitar, come on.
Uh-huh.
So I jumped off ship, and then 8-9 months later, they want to do a show with some Great White stuff, and Dario calls me up, the bass player, because he'd been hanging with Jack all the time, and they'd reformed the band, and he asked if I wanted to do a show, and I was like, sure, let's do a show. And then when Jack heard me play, he went, okay, no, you need to be in the band, but you need to be playing lead guitar. And basically myself and this other guy, Matt, who was his lead guitar player, were splitting solos right down the middle, so 50-50.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
That's really how it came about. So, I mean, I haven't known him that long.
When did that happen?
It feels like I've known him a long time at this point.
Yeah, when did that happen?
It was actually a year ago right now that I ended up.
Cool. All right. And how many shows have you done now with Great White?
Probably probably about, I want to say 70 to 80 probably.
Yeah. You're out there working, bro.
Oh yeah, it's I just got back from the East Coast. Did Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Came home yesterday, and I'm going back out again in 2 days. Do 3 more.
What kind of venues are you playing right now?
It's it varies. On the upper end is theaters that are about 1,000 to 1,500 seat theaters, and on the lower end we're playing smaller clubs. Like we played a 350 seat place on Friday, which was the smallest of the 3 places, but it was the best. I mean, the place was packed, and the people were just insane.
Really?
Oh, it was great. Yeah, it was really good. I mean, they were singing over us at times.
Yeah. So
it was pretty cool, and just more rabid, really, really into it.
No kidding.
I like.
So Robby, what's it like now? Because I remember standing in a kitchen with you one time at a party at a house that ended up getting raided
I remember that.
by the cops. And
many of them, but I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, probably. And you were literally set up in the kitchen. So there we got Robby Lochner now playing guitar in Great White, and you were playing that kind of material at that time when we were teenagers, and you're playing a lot of this type of stuff. And now these guys have got you in their band playing guitar. And so you went from the flannel shirt, no shoes, jeans, long hair, to rock star. So how are you handling that now? Do you look back and go, wow, man, I can't believe that it took so many dues to pay, or was it easier for you than you thought, or?
Well, no, because it's been a long road getting there, and I've been really trying to do it with my own music. That's why I had Dig Jelly, which I still work with because I write with them, and I had that Jillian's Crush, which was really cool, different kind of post-pop punk stuff, and it just trying to get something in because, if you're your own boss, it's different. Now, in this case, at least with Jack, he's really kind of cutting us in, and I'm writing with him and stuff, so but really, look at it, it was like, if it would have happened back then, it would have just been mind-blowing, but now it's just kind of like it is what it is, and it's not... it's like where I'm at, but I keep looking higher, going, okay, no, this is where it's like it's the journey, not the destination. So I still have a goal in mind, and it's still out there, and it still hasn't been reached. So it's just kind of walking towards it and enjoying it as I go.
What do you got planned next?
What is that?
What is it that you have planned next?
What are the plans?
Yeah, for you.
Well, a bunch of stuff. I'm working on writing with Jack and trying to get a new album out. And the hope with that is that something can really happen with it because I think he's really opened up to a lot of ideas where a lot of these guys get really stuck in their ways, and it's hard for them to break back into where they once were. But I told him we don't want to alienate your old crowd, so we got to keep things like it was, but we also need to get a modern twist to it, and that's where I come in. That's where my studio comes in. That's, and if we can sit down and take the time and make it really cool, it's going to be, my vision of it is Aerosmith meets Zeppelin, which is Jack's, 2 favorite bands.
Oh, really?
Great White meets Modern World.
Well, that sounds cool.
That's kind of the vision with that, and I'm also doing stuff with Herman Z. German. Currently, I just wrapped up stuff I just sent to him right now. For people who don't know who he was the drummer of the Scorpions from 1977 till I think 96. So all the big years.
That helps everybody understand who you're talking about there. Let me ask you, Robby. You're married, right?
Yes.
Okay. How long have you been married?
2.5 years.
Okay, and your wife, she's obviously, you were a musician, obviously, when you met her, and since I've known you for 25-something, almost 30 years, how does she handle this stuff? Because, earlier tonight, on my last show tonight, a 2-hour program for ladies only, no guys allowed show, that's what it's called, and it's about being married to musicians, and whether they be male or female, and the ups and the downs that go along with it and all that fun stuff. So I've got a question for you, just a little bit. That some of the ladies had written in and said, "Hey, can you get Robby to elaborate just a little bit, because he's out there now, the step ahead. It's more serious than my boyfriend is, but this is where my boyfriend wants to go. Is this going to be good for me? Blah 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 blah." So tell me, how does your wife deal with you being gone on the road? Does it work out good for you? Is it easy? Is it hard? Is it stressful? Kids, blah blah blah. Fill
Well,
us in.
it's we haven't had any like stressful things happen. It's more of the it's difficult because I'm not here at the house, and we have kids, and that's probably for me is the hardest part. Is my daughter. I mean, I was gone for 4 days this week, and I come back, and I'm telling you, she's talking different. She's got more vocabulary. I'll come back, and it's like she's grown, even when it's just weekends.
Really?
I'll notice a difference. Going, oh my God, wow. But we Skype. I mean, I call her whenever I can during the day, and then we Skype when we can during the day, and I always call her when everything's said and done. Basically, I'm laying down, going to bed. I'm like, okay, I'm in bed. Hello,
Mm-hmm.
and we talk, and
And you have
it can be a little bit difficult on that end, but at least at this point, we're doing the fly dates, so I'm home during the week.
Uh-huh.
It's tougher when we did the bus tour. I was gone 6 weeks or something. I don't remember what it was now, but gone. So we Skype when we can. But when you're not home all that period of time, that's a lot tougher.
Uh-huh.
I didn't really care for that a whole lot.
Yeah, you got 2 kids, right?
Yes.
Uh-huh. And how old are they?
4 and 17.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So how do you deal with the girls out there when they're at your feet every night? How do you dodge them? Tell me how you dodge them.
Well, it's really not even difficult because we do meet and greets, and we come out and we meet everybody because I think that's just what you should do.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have to go. I mean, it's just you have to go because usually we're leaving to the next town. When it was the bus tour, we certainly got on the bus and we were driving to the next town. The fly dates, a lot of times, it's like, everybody comes together, everybody leaves together.
Mm-hmm.
And we get in whatever the transportation is. We go back to the hotel, and a lot of times it's a few hours sleep and, off to the next town.
Mm-hmm.
Or if we're lucky and we get to spend the night, you're going to want to go and get as much sleep as you can get because then you've got to drive or fly to the next town.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, there's really, I hate to say it, but I shouldn't hate to say it, but there's no time for anything like that. I mean, if you really, really wanted it to happen, I imagine it could, but it's just,
right.
it would be just...
Uh-huh. And if you're going to be professional, man, you can't be out playing around and all that stuff, right? So if you have a real serious relationship, I just want to throw this in for the ladies that were waiting for the show throughout the night here to get your response. And I think I would agree with you. If you're going to be a professional, you don't have time for that crap. Basically, period. That's not.
Yeah, it's a lot more difficult. Though I see, there's 2 single guys in the band, and I see one of them manages to make time a lot, which surprises me. I'm like, how the hell is he doing? He must be getting no sleep as if we're leaving. So it can happen. I'm not going to lie.
Uh-huh.
It could
Uh-huh.
happen for somebody if they really wanted to, but.
Uh-huh.
We got 3 guys in the band. I mean, Jack's married. I'm married. One of the guys is in a relationship, and he's like, I'm in a relationship. I don't do anything.
Uh-huh. So there's no massive partying going on. No old day.
In our band, there's no partying. There's nobody. Well, there's a little bit of drinking I see occasionally from a couple of the guys,
Uh-huh.
but never before a show. Never big partying. No smoking. None of that's allowed around Jack. He's a recovering alcoholic, so we don't drink or anything around him. So it's really just kind of it's a business. We get in, we do our thing, we try and do it the best we can, and we get out.
Uh-huh. Now, are you doing bus tours right now?
Not right now. It's all flies.
All fly dates?
Right,
okay, that's cool.
We did that during the summer, and we're supposed to do it through Canada in the spring.
Were girls allowed on the bus?
No.
See, ladies, did you hear that? A direct, immediate, fast, quick no. It's the number one rule, man. If you're professional, that's your home, first of all. I have my own dang bus. I know what it's like, man. You don't want people on that bus, period. And especially women. And, it's asking for trouble. So if you're married, of course, see, ladies, it's easy. You just say no. Just like you've been taught. Say no.
Yeah, that's just the way it is. And at least with us, but then I have to say it does happen with some. So you can't,
Sure.
it depends. Like when we did the bus tour, there was the 5-band tour. We had our own bus. There was no alcohol, no smoking, no drugs, no women allowed on the bus, period.
Uh-huh.
Now, the other bands, they shared a bus, and I imagine their bus was just a mess. There was 2 bands. The guys were drinking. They were smoking. They probably had women on the bus for all I know. So some bands, some bands don't abide by those rules.
Uh-huh.
It really depends on, the band and who's kind of in charge, or if they're all on the same page. If they're in that boat, then, there's not a whole lot to worry about. But if they're in a party band,
Right. And you never
rock and roll.
Right. You never leave your girlfriend or your wife standing outside some door without a proper pass and a way to get in,
No, she always gets in. In fact, she was allowed on the bus when we did the bus tour, and she would meet me at certain dates. She could come on the bus.
Right.
We tend not to a lot because it is still the guy's place, but it's okay. I mean, Jack's wife would come on there.
Mm-hmm.
My wife would come on there.
Yeah, we would do wife night, once a month, and the wives would show up and they'd be on the bus, after the show, and for like 2 hours, and everybody'd have their thing, and then off to to the next show. Everybody hit the road, Jack, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that always seems to work out, and it helps guys, but women out there have a hard time with us out on the road because, they get so insecure sometimes. They don't know what the hell's going on out there, and they know.
It's difficult, but, it also depends, like I said, like in the band, if the band's been around a little while and they're a little more, let's say, mature, not older, but maybe more mature.
Seasoned.
I mean, if you're teens or 20s, well, you can expect it's going to be crazy and wild, but, once you hit your 30s, generally starts to change a little bit.
30s?
A little different frame of mind.
Mm-hmm. But you gotta when you got a family at home, man, you got to be professional, and you are a professional entertainer. You're a professional guitar player. You also sing, you write, and
Yep.
you've got all kinds of stuff. Is what's coming out just with Robby Lochner solo stuff? Anything cool?
You know what? I've got a bunch of stuff recorded. It's just at this point, no time to finish it. I mean, I've got songs finished, but it's like I've got different styles of different things that I've been working on, and it's like I'm going to do a full record of, say, one style, and a full record of another, and a full record of another. It needs to be kind of finished. So basically what I have is 3 or 4 or 5 songs of one style,
Uh-huh.
about 5 songs of another, and so on. So nothing that's really complete along those lines. So I'm just writing and tracking where I can, but
Uh-huh.
I'm
Okay.
so busy with Jack and the
Right.
Scorpion stuff.
Right. Where's Great White off to next?
We're actually off to our hometown.
Tucson?
Yep.
Tucson, Arizona, and
We're
where?
going to Tucson. We're going to Phoenix on Thursday. We're going to New Mexico on Friday, and Tucson on Saturday.
Uh-huh. Do you have, just out of curiosity, I'm just curious about this. Do you have arrangements already for those guys to come in for the news to interview their hometown rock star?
For who to do it?
For the news to come out and, do a show on the fact that, you're originally from Tucson.
No, nothing's worked out on that line. I mean, I did an interview with 96 Rock on Saturday, so
Yeah, there you go.
did get that lined up and took care of that. I tried getting a hold of the Weekly, but they're kind of more like if you're not the Giant Sand, one of the old school alternative bands. They don't want anything to do with you if you can play your instrument. It's like, wait a minute, you can play? No, but no big deal. That's just the Weekly. But the news itself, no. I don't know. That's a thought.
Huh. Yeah, that would be good. That would be kind of cool. I mean, if you're from that town, they should recognize the fact. And of course, the radio station, that's who we're basically talking about.
Yeah, the radio station has been picking it up for a couple months now and talking about me and saying, the hometown guy coming home, blah, blah, blah. And then we did the interview Saturday, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. The getting recognized, getting the recognition.
They're pretty good. I think the show Saturday should be a really good time. A lot of family, a lot of friends we haven't seen in years. It should be really cool.
All right. Well, cool. What's going on for you in your personal life? Any big goals or anything going on real quickly?
In my personal life,
Yeah.
just really my daughter is like the biggest thing in my personal life.
More kids?
No, I'd love to have more kids, but no.
Really?
Just watching her grow and,
No kid.
being that part of it.
So
Just being around her is a bigger joy than even being on stage. And I love being on stage. Don't get me wrong, I love it. You know how I've loved it since I was a little kid, but being with my daughter is better.
So let me ask you, where did you make the big change from the guy standing straight with long hair in front of his guitar, the flannel shirt, no shirt underneath, standing there barefooted, just flaming away? When did that change take place? I'm curious.
Probably, I think a lot of it had to do with you because we started kind of you came into the picture and were kind of helping us out. Hey, you got to do choreography. You kind of need to wear cooler clothes. And, you got as far, I hate to say it, but spandex, and Ken ruined them for you. If you remember that. Everybody tried them on like, oh, spandex. But it was the idea of, dressing better and performing better and really that became my thing. I became like really performer, and I started really loving being on stage because it was like all about just entertaining. It's like, okay, I get it. It's not just a playing. You got to entertain. And that first spark came from you.
Man, that is.
You were the guy who put it in my head, and then I realized it, and I took kind of the thoughts and things that you had, and I ran with it.
See, I knew somewhere along the way you'd remember me.
What's that?
I said I knew somewhere along the way you'd remember me. Just kidding. No, I do remember.
You probably completely forgot, but there was that place that was over on, I think it was your karate school. We were in there rehearsing for a little while.
Yeah, I had my karate school in there during the daytime and the evening, and then you would come in late at night or something like that, or before classes during the daytime, and we'd work on your show.
Yeah.
And your choreographing.
Yep.
And all that stuff. You were just like a little time bomb waiting to explode. I swear I knew that too. I was like, man, this guy is going to go far. He just needs to move. and
it became a really big thing for us for a while when Vic was in the band and stuff. It was like we had unbelievable choreographed stuff worked out, which was just amazing. Of course, it became not so hip to do after a while, but at that time it was really cool, and we just had some stuff. I mean, it was like...
You did.
I mean, it was just amazing, the moves and the steps and blah, 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 all the stuff for a rock band. I was like, wow, you don't see anybody doing that.
And
then it became like, okay, you choreograph is kind of stupid. It became more about just rocking out and just being able to entertain.
Yeah, it just naturally being you, Robby Lochner, man, the rock star. I'm totally stoked that we finally got to have you on the show, Rob. Let's listen a little bit here. This is Robby Lochner kind of tearing it up here. Oops, I'm sorry. There we go. The one and only Robby Lochner right here on Backstage Pass. Robby, we want to thank you so very much, man, for coming on the show, man.
You should come on out to Tucson this weekend.
Tucson, when is it? This weekend?
It's this Saturday.
This Saturday?
Saturday the 17th.
Oh, my gosh. Tucson. Gee, am I going to have to pay to get in?
No, I'll get you in.
That's cool. Right. And where's it at, bro?
Rialto Theater.
Which one?
Rialto.
Rialto. Where the hell's that?
It's by Club Congress.
Oh, downtown?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I played at a club there just not too long ago. I can't remember. Big theater. Some kind of big theater there.
Yeah, that's what it is. I've never been in it before, I don't think.
What's it?
I remember, but it's like a 1,300-seat place, I think.
What's it called?
The Rialto.
Yeah. Okay. Nice big place. Anyway, Robby, you know what? I will check on that and see if I can come out there because I really would like to see that. I'd love to see you, from before to now. If I can get an interview with you, that would help a whole lot more. So give me a call and let me know if we can make some arrangements. If so, that'd be fantastic. Robby, man, I want to thank you so very much for calling in to Backstage Music Connection. And anything else, man? You just want to say goodbye?
I guess that's good.
All right, Rob. Give me a call sometime. Let's stay in touch here. And then, all right, take care. Bye-bye. Robby Lochner of Great White. He is a really badass guitar player, of course. And like I said, I've known him for so many years, and so it was really nice to chat with him for sure. And ladies, I told you, he's a married man, good man, and he would be the perfect guy to kind of like have us chat with him just a teeny little bit about his life on the road, being a married man, having kids, and all that stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please tell everybody that you can. Come on now. We're trying to push the show here. This is meant for people in show business. It's for you guys to get information from all kinds of people that are professionals out on the road all the time right now. We talk to some of the biggest stars in rock and in country also. So because, and I don't know if you noticed, but country music has turned pretty rock and roll. And there's basically my country band is a rock band with a fiddle steel and a piano and a little bit of a different grind to it, but still rock and roll. Let's see. Anything going on tonight that I want to cover real fast? TC Ridge was on the show earlier today. I loved it, man. The Women Only, No Men Allowed show. And we've got all kinds of crazy things we're going to do, too. We're going to call companies and mess with their heads. We're going to call music type of companies that, like A&E Records, Capitol Records, Curb Records. We're going to mess with their head a little bit sometime and see how they respond. I don't know how that happened. Is somebody trying to tell me that I'm not supposed to do that? Man, the phone just went off on itself. It's that. Are you here? Love you. Anyway, and then we are also, or maybe somebody was telling me to go ahead and try to call them now. Who can I make a prank call? Because the next thing is Facebook espionage. You know what that is? It's where some of you are learning, that's for sure. That's where I hunt you down on Facebook and see if you're online, and then I send you a message live. While you're on live, I'm emailing you, texting or messaging you saying, "Hey, come on the show. We want to talk to you." I'm not kidding. And so that's my Facebook espionage. And so it'll happen to you too. Trust me, if you're on, it'll happen. We talk about what people post. So if you are on Facebook, of course, like everybody is in the whole wide world, of course, we will talk about you. We'll talk about your postings if it's interesting. Like this badass guitar right here from Alexis Dylan Silva. Beautiful guitar, bro. Or guy. Not sure. Alexis, that's a woman, I'm presuming. And she's showing off, or he, Alexis. Is that the name of the group or what? It's a guy. All right, it's a guy. I'm sorry, I've never met a guy named Alexis. But you have a badass guitar. And looks really good. And you see, that's what I mean. I will go down like the 7th Street Band is playing tonight at Flickers for a special birthday party. Coronado HS November reunion. Great food outdoor. That wasn't too explanatory, but that is Saturday, November 17th, which is in just a few days. Flickers. Anything else kind of cool here that people have posted that I want to tell you about? We're all here because we're all not here or there. Yes, we're all here because we're all not there. From Michelle, Vincent, Alec, Michelle. Let's see, anything else cool? I'll push it. Scott Hamilton. Now, I like to read Scott Hamilton. That's right. I'm mentioning all of you people. Check this out. Scott Hamilton. Do not buy the products of these advertisers. And he's got some there mentioned. MSNBC advertises to boycott. Uh-oh. They're flying in now. Oh, look at this. we've got somebody that has a black eye and a scuff on his head and a bald head. And this is Philip. And he is a MMA fighter. And his face is pretty well trashed. It looks pretty painful to me. Judy Pomposello. No, I'm sorry, dear. I cannot play Disney's Ghost Westwood with you at this moment because I am actually working. And you should be watching my show. Aren't you a relative of mine? You should be watching my show. Oh, boy. So, and then there's this really cool thing Stephen William Blood has posted on Facebook right now. It shows the United States, and most of it's all just Texas. Boom. I mean, part of California, all the way up to New York, all the way up to the lakes. Man, it's all basically Texas. Pretty interesting how that all worked out, which I won't get started on. And it's also pretty interesting how the weather changes so dang quick. Man, Chicago, can you believe that? Snow already. It's rocking and rolling. Anything else here? I got to do the Facebook news kind of thing here. Had Robby Lochner on the show. Oh, Billy Currington. I cannot go without picking on the rock stars before I go. So I don't know if any of you know who Billy Currington is, but he's probably a little pissed off at me at this time. He's a big country star. And I can't help it but stirring up a little bit of fun and, creating, I've been called the instigator before. But anyway, he's a nut. But anyway, he's my next door neighbor. And we went up to Billy Currington, big country star. Look him up. So anyway, he's got this ranch next door. And my drummer and I, Bobby Earl Hamilton, I don't know if you've ever heard of Bobby Earl Hamilton on Facebook and all that stuff. Great drummer. He plays drums also for Hollywood Yates in his music career too. And anyway, so we went up to Billy's house while Bobby was in town playing in Nashville. I think probably even with Hollywood at that time. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, it was. And for like the CMA festival or something like that. And so Bobby came out to the house and we took my quad. Now let me tell you, Billy Currington, right when he moved in, he came and you know what? You can tell him I said this. I really don't care. He moved in and staked his place out, put stakes out, and, little red flags, and this is my property. That's your property. This is my property. Okay, so he did that. But, he's on tour all the damn time. And I wasn't on tour at the time because it was just breaking into the wintertime, and I had just moved into this house, this beautiful house in Franklin, Tennessee, Leapers Fork, Tennessee, and where all of the stars live. So Billy's right there, Anyway, he's got 13 acres over there, and building a house, and he has a trailer over there that's called his little man land. He has little things set up, where he can seduce the women. And has his, girlfriend back and forth and stuff like that. It's just a little tiny trailer, man, buried in the woods on his property. But anyway, I pissed him off because Bobby and I took my quad over to his place, and he on the hill where he's making his new life. On top of the hill, he has this big rocking chair sitting there, just this big giant white friggin' rocking chair where he sits there and this is mine. Look what I've done. I'm successful. I got the girl, all that stuff. So anyway, Bobby and I just could not help it. We were terribly bad, and we just basically We didn't treat him like a friend. That's for sure. We basically ran over all of his grass in my quad, on my quad. Bobby and I both took turns riding around in circles around his chair, just plowing down the grass. And you know damn well he knows it's me because there's a trail from my place to his place through the tall grass. It'd been raining like shit, and the grass was just way up high, and it was just starting to die. And but it was tall still, so we just plowed that stuff down, made circles around his chair. So I'm sure it kind of pissed him off. So I just wanted to let you know, bro, that we don't apologize for doing that. And I've waited a while to be able to say, yeah, it was me. Mark Connors, it was me. And if you want to do anything about it or say anything about it, I challenge you to call me at 760-747-8243. Billy Currington, my neighbor. I challenge you, wherever you're at, on the road, at home, in your trailer, in a hotel, on the bus, I don't care, call me. And if you do, I won't answer the phone. I'm kidding. Actually, I'd like to answer the phone. So, Billy, just know that all of that grass that was growing around your big rocking chair, which demanded the fact that it was yours. And you told me not to ride my quad on your property. But you know what, bro? Before you moved in, I had already made the freaking motorcycle track on your property. So it wasn't cool for you to tell me. So if you tell me not to ride on your property, where my track is, where I built my track for my quad, man, this is one of the reasons why I friggin' moved there in the first place, because you weren't there. There was nobody there. It was an empty field. Well, it wasn't an empty field. It was a forest. And you tell me I can't do it? Oh, what do you think I'm going to do? I am going to go get my quad. And my drummer friend, Bobby Earl Hamilton, I wonder if he minds if I say, I don't care. He probably doesn't. He said, you want to know. Yeah, he is. Know what I'm telling him, damn it. I challenge you to call me Billy Currington if you don't like what we did. Making circles around your chair on your property with my quad. I say too damn bad. And I think that you should probably call me on my next show, if you can, at 760-747-8243 and just bitch my ass out for it and see my response. Also, yesterday we picked on Ted Nugent. And we still have not received any response from Ted Nugent because I threw him out of my limo. You watched the show of yesterday. You'll hear the story. And I basically told him to kiss my big booty. Well, actually, I don't have a big booty. Actually, I don't have a booty. But anyway, I told him to kiss my Glock. No, I didn't. I said kiss my ass to him, basically, because he is rude. And we're looking forward to hearing from you, Ted. Okay? We invited you. I called you out. I'm waiting for you to go to the phone and call me tomorrow night, or no, Saturday night, at 760-747-8243 on Backstage Pass. Mark Connors broadcasting to you live around the world on Monday, November 12th. It has been a killer day. You guys take care. God bless. Rock on.